Hey, it's Dan Morales, and this is Homebuyer Radio. This is episode number 109. So what I wanted to do different this week is I'm actually going to start to post some live video of me recording these podcasts on my Instagram TV channel. So you can search me online on Instagram at Dan the Mortgage Man. Should be able to find me. But I'm going to put these on Instagram TV, and you can actually see kind of behind the scenes. It is Sunday morning at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. This is the Sunday morning before this episode's actually going to air. So go figure, right? I've had a kind of a chain of realtor guests lately, whether it's Rebecca Perkins or Trish Cornelius or Brandon Faber or Steve Volkers, who have kind of all participated over the course of the last month. I've done a lot of talking with agents just kind of about, what's going on with the real estate market, what to expect in 2019, and, just kind of their take on, the overall, if you will, home buying process. So there's some really good content. If you missed any of those previous 4 episodes, they are longer than normal. Most of those are probably about a half hour long. So if you missed any of those, make sure you check them out. There's some really good content there. But hey, this week what I wanted to talk about is a transaction that we just closed for a client. In a lot of these episodes, I talk about going through and getting pre-approved and starting this process earlier rather than later. And this is one case where it worked really well, where the client did start this process earlier and not later. We just closed on his transaction this past week, but he had a really unique situation. Self-employed, recently divorced, had some stuff that showed up on his credit report because of different things that were out there. Long story short, we were able to go through and over the course of, really probably almost 2 months, help to get some things cleaned up off of his credit report. We were able to help coach him on how to file his 2018 returns to make sure everything, showed that should show. That way we could actually get him approved for more favorable loan terms than what he would have gotten if he didn't go through and make sure that he reported everything correctly. See, what happens is sometimes, clients don't know what they don't know, right? And so our job is to go through and help you to, if you will, get in the most optimal position so that you can have the highest level of success when it comes to being able to get a mortgage. So in this case, it actually paid off because we had enough time to go through and, get the credit report cleaned up. We had enough time to go through and make sure that when he filed his tax return, he showed all of his income that he actually did make. That way we were able to get him qualified for more favorable terms. Had he already had an offer accepted and had he already had a deadline that he had to meet within a short period of time, we may not have had enough time to get everything done that we needed to get done as part of this process. He would have had to have taken loan terms that were actually far worse than what they would have been had he started, had he not started this process earlier, right? So, I know I harp on this. I talk about this in previous episodes, like, hey, please do me a favor, start this process earlier, because sometimes there are things that are out there that you don't even know that are out there, right? I can't tell you how many times I've had clients who, hey, I've got perfect credit, and then lo and behold, they find out that there was an old medical collection that they had no idea about, or there was something like that, and those little things can have a huge impact on your ability to get a mortgage. So it's really important that you, start this process earlier, right? If, 2019 is your year to buy a house, start the mortgage process now, okay? Get pre-approved now. The spring home buying market is really almost already upon us. It's actually started in different parts of the country where, the market is really hot. I read recently an article that, said 50% of first-time home buyers, 50% of home buyers in 2019 are going to be first-time home buyers. So if you're somebody who's buying for the first time and you're new to this whole mortgage and, home buying process, go back and listen to the 108 episodes before this. But more importantly, just reach out to us. Let us help guide you through this process. We lend in the majority of the 50 states. Not all programs are available in all 50 states, but we lend throughout the majority of the 50 states. And I can tell you, I have clients that are coming in from all over the country, whether it's California, Utah, Virginia, Ohio. Those are the 4 most recent states that we've had clients come in from. And we'd love to add you to the list of clients. If you want somebody who knows what they're doing, it's going to take good care of you, we'd love to help you out. The mortgage process can be a little more involved, and it's really important that you work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Hey, my name is Dan Morales. I go by Dan the Mortgage Man. You can find me online at danmorales.com. That's DANMORALES.com. MORALEZ.com, or you can call me at 616-931-4629. My NMLS number is 709729, and of course, North Point Bank is an equal housing lender. Before I go, hey, make sure you check us out on Instagram TV. We're going to post these episodes on Instagram TV. They might even make their way to Facebook and YouTube. We're going to do them in more of a kind of video format. The audio format has always been on Facebook and YouTube as well. You can also find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, a lot of different places. But if you can do me a favor, connect with us on social media. But more importantly, share the podcast with somebody who could benefit from it. Leave us a review on iTunes. That helps more people to be able to find us. And, if you have questions or there's something that you want us to talk about, some of these episodes are birthed from, ideas that we get from different clients where they have questions that they want us to answer. And they make for really good content, and they're really good questions that oftentimes would otherwise go unanswered, by a lot of people. So we want to make sure we give you what you guys are looking for. So again, my name's Dan Morales. You can find me online, danmorales.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching too. Have a good one. See ya.